The calls with Daniel were huge. The call with Lucas, I think he's the landing page guy, were incredible. The calls with Mario as well were incredible. Those are some of my favorites. Every single one of those clients that I closed, they all hit the landing page. And the landing page so far is like 7 for 7 or 8 for 8 with the people who have booked directly from there. Quality of the VSL and the testimonials has been an awesome sales asset.
What's going on, guys? Andre Hagel Jr. here from Client Ascension, back with another student spotlight interview with my man Nicolas. How's it going, bro?
Good, man. How you doing? Awesome to be here.
Good. Yeah, man. It's been a while. I think last time we connected was back in October when we hosted our event in Tampa, which we'll talk about because that was an awesome time. And I think outside of that, you've been working closely with Andy, who's your student success coach. But just to kind of use this as an opportunity to spotlight your success in joining the program, at least from what I've been hearing and things you've been telling me, since joining Client Ascension, you signed over 3 deals with over an $8,000 paid in full. And even going all the way back to when you joined, you added 5 new high-ticket clients who all re-signed since you started working in CA. So like those are some awesome results. It seems like the Client Ascension strategies are helping to attract clients that you want to work with. But let's just go all the way back to like where you were when you started, and then we can build the story up until like now how you're bringing in clients more consistently. So let's actually start with a quick intro of who you are and what your business is and what it does, and then let's get into how you came across the program, why you decided to join, and go from there.
Yeah, man, of course. So my name is Nicolas Bueno, Canadian, living in Vancouver. I run a marketing agency. It's video content, short form with an email funnel set up on the front end offer. And the offer is we book 15 to 20 qualified calls in extra qualified calls in 90 days, or we work with you for free until you do. And so the reason I joined Client Ascension was I'd enjoyed a really successful 2023. However, I didn't really have great business fundamentals. Like we were talented, we were good at what we do. But like honestly, understanding what the offer is, understanding how to build an actual landing page for my own business, understanding how to market that, how to talk to leads, prospects, build backend systems. It was just all over the place. And so I had experienced a tough couple months mid 2024 where things kind of felt like they were falling apart and I didn't really know what to do. And so I kind of thought, I think I need to build an actual business instead of just running around flying by the seat of my pants here. And I knew Client Ascension because it was always a program that I knew about. And I was good buddies with Nick Verge. So I'm good buddies with Nick Verge.
Okay.
And I knew he was a coach in Client Ascension. And I just got onto Daniel Fazio's YouTube. And honestly, like business advice aside, like it's one of the best comedy YouTube channels in the world. Like it's just hilarious. And so I just kept watching and I was like, this makes so much sense to just like sign up for this. And it was great. Like you guys blew me away with how much value you guys provided. Like it's truly, truly incredible the amount of attention to detail, calls, support, information that are in there to set people up for success.
That's awesome, man. I'm happy to hear that. I've been through a lot of coaching programs. You might have gone through a lot of coaching programs and just services in general, even marketing services, where it's like, this sounds great. And then you join and it's like, oh man, not what I thought it was going to be. So it's nice to hear that like you thought it was going to be something great. And then you got in there and you're like, wow, yeah, this is what I was hoping for. But yeah, man, Nick Verge, Daniel Fazio, killer combo. Like those guys will make you laugh. Those guys are comedians. Literally.
Amazing.
That's a cool entry point. And it's actually really common that I hear that from students before they join the program. The feeling was that they weren't running like a real business. They were doing things that were very unorganized. They didn't have systems and processes in place. They didn't know where their next client was coming from. They didn't really know how to fulfill. They didn't know what to sell. Early on into the program, what were some things you worked on? Who were some coaches you worked with? Like, what were some actual tangible things that you applied that got you on the right track?
Honestly, there were a couple, seemingly small, at least to me, adjustments that I made that had massive payoffs. So the first thing was like really dialing in the offer and like the idea that, your offer needs to be spectacular to cold traffic. Otherwise, you're really cutting yourself at the knees was really, really like groundbreaking for me. So dialing in the offer and making sure I had that and like learning how to package it and sell it and communicate it to prospects with Andy was huge. The calls with Daniel were huge. The call with Lucas, I think he's the landing page guy, were incredible. The landing page is another thing where it's like every single one of those clients that I closed that you talked about at the beginning of the call, they all hit the landing page. And the landing page so far is like 7 for 7 or 8 for 8 with people who have booked directly from there. So like, obviously I want to increase the volume. I don't want it to be 100% forever. But it's just like the quality of the VSL and the testimonials and the, organization of everything has really shone through as something that has been an awesome sales asset. And even just like, I think The calls with Mario as well were incredible. Those are some of my favorites. Like the breath work with Mario, the mindset calls with Mario were amazing. So those are really, really big moments for me in terms of helping me get to the next level. But yeah, man, there's so much I can say. Like there were tons of calls every day. There was so much support, so much help. The actual modules in Client Ascension, like the Kajabi site, were incredible. Like the importance of posting content, the LinkedIn masterclass stuff, outreach, cold email, all that stuff was incredible. And I didn't use cold email as much as other students, but like all of it was just incredible.
Dude, I'm so happy to hear that. And you even mentioned Mario's calls, which not so many students make their way to, because they look at the calls as like mindset. Well, I don't really have time for that. Let me go and do everything else but that. But I've actually found like a lot of students I do these spotlight interviews with are the types of students that go to Mario's calls and see the value. And that's one of the things that I'm really proud about for Client Ascension is like, we're not just a program that teaches you outreach and sales strategies. Like we help you transform yourself into a business owner that's capable of running a legitimate business. And it's not as simple as we'll teach you how to craft your offer and do cold email and get better at sales. It also comes with things like self-improvement and mindset and working with a true expert like Mario. And so it's cool that you actually, are seeing the value and stuff like that. And I think the events as well, right? So like we had our event in October in Tampa. I'm not sure if you've been to similar events or other events in our space. So I'd be interested to hear that. But like, what was your experience being at an in-person event with other people in the community, meeting some of the coaches in person, hearing some keynotes from some of those coaches as well? Like, what did you walk away from that event with?
Honestly, the Tampa event is, if it's not the best, I'd have to sit down and list all of the events I've been to, because I've been to a couple. But it's for sure in the running for the number. It was really, really well done. If anybody's watching this and you're on the fence on whether to buy VIP or not, just buy VIP. Just do it. It'll be worth your time. It'll be worth your investment. You get so much more value out of it. And it's interesting because I'm somebody obviously who loves business stuff. Like I'm in Client Ascension, I'm here. But I'm also very spiritual and I love the woo-woo stuff. And so I was kind of interested to see, because I'd been kind of on like a very like spiritual personal kick in the last little bit. I still am. And I was like, I wonder if any of that stuff's going to be even touched upon. Like I know obviously these guys are like crushing business and like killing, like they're absolute murderers when it comes to, growing and scaling a business. But there was a lot of stuff in there that was like personal development, mindset, like spiritual on that aspect. And like, I really resonated with it. I think I even counted like out of the 8 keynotes that I saw, 4 of them had some sort of like spiritual component, which I really, really liked. And I just thought it was an awesome mix of like, here's the strategies of how we like build sales teams and scale ads and build teams and the super technical side, but also like you need to become the person who's capable of reaching these goals and keeping them. Like we can give you the strategies, we can give you the sauce all you fucking want, but like if you're not that person who's capable of achieving those things, keeping it and like growing, it's not going to matter, right? Like one of the things you said really resonated was like, you always just have to like ingrain in your head, like, why not? Like just always keep like, why not me? Oh, I'm not there yet. Who cares? Why not? Like, why can't I do it? Why can't I do it? And I thought that was a really, really, really awesome point that you made. So I was blown away with the event. Like the amount of
dude, I'm happy to hear that.
Quality of people that were there, the keynote speakers, everything was incredible. So it was
I'm happy
amazing.
to hear that. That is the main message I try to get across to people in the program and at events is like, it's not the strategy. It's always you as the business owner. Like it's not the horse, it's the jockey. Like that's the comparison I have. It's like you have to be the business owner capable of achieving the business results that you're going after. It's not going to be like one strategy that unlocks it for you or one keynote that you listen to that changes everything. It's like you have to change as the business owner. And if you don't, no strategy is going to work long term. At least you might have something that works for a week and then it falls off, or works for a month and then falls off. And you don't know why. But the only businesses that I've seen stick around for a long period of time and scale consistently are the ones that have really good business owners that are working on themselves as much as they're working on, or even more than they're working on their own business. And that's what, Mario talked about at our event. It's what Jeremy Newsom talked about at our event. I touched on it a little bit. Nick Verge had a really cool one that looped in Christianity quite a bit. So
totally.
Yeah, I'm happy that that resonated with you, because a lot of times people are just looking for like, what's the next hack or growth hack or tip or trick in the book to implement to grow.
No, totally, man. I agree with you completely. I think that it's such a key part of building a successful business, and I'm glad that you guys went in that direction.
So I want to talk a little bit about the community as well, Because I know obviously being at the event, that's a great way to connect with other people in the community, but also like just being in Slack and going to coaching calls and working closely with your student success coach. Like what were some of your favorite parts of being in the community, and like what value did you get from that?
Yeah, the community was really valuable because honestly, man, having access to the amount of people that I did who are doing really well, who are all like-minded, and everybody in there is super collaborative and super, cooperative and kind. I never had an issue with anybody or thought like, oh, these people think they're better than me, or they're too like bro scaley and they're not. No, like everybody was awesome, man. Everybody was great. Everybody was super cool in person. Even all the coaches, all the like the founders that I met in person were amazing. And I think like being around people like that is such a huge boost to getting to where you want to go. So being in the community was awesome. And it also showed me like, this is what's possible. Like people are constantly winning around you. Like, yeah, why not you?
I love that you walked away from the event with that. That's awesome. And then what was it like working with student success coaches? Because that's something that Client Ascension, I think, does a lot differently than other programs. Is like we assign every single student a dedicated coach that is there to hold them accountable and make sure that they're getting all of the value they can from the program. So they're not necessarily the expert coach that's going to tell you how to grow your business, but they're going to make sure that you go to the right places, either in the learning platform or the right coaching calls or the right events to get the information you need at the time to grow your business to that next level. Like, what was that relationship and experience like?
It was great, man. Andy's awesome. And he's also really knowledgeable too, right? Like I know he's not the expert, but fuck, dude, he's done his homework and he's worked with so many people. And obviously he picked him as CSM for a reason. And he was like really kind, really understanding, also had firm boundaries though, and was able to kind of like tell me if I was being an idiot and keep me on the right path. So Andy was incredible. It was one of the best parts about working at Client Ascension, because like having that student teacher relationship with them is really, really nice, especially if you don't know where to go and you don't know what to do.
Well, thanks for sharing everything up to this point. I guess, like what's next for you in business? Like it sounds like you've started to figure out how to get a more consistent stream of clients. Obviously you're always going to be wanting more and more clients. But like, where are you focused so far in 2025 as like, these are the key areas that I need to figure out next to continue growing?
Yeah, for sure. So honestly, increasing volume of leads and tightening back-end processes. We're doing pretty well right now, but I want to see what that looks like with increased volume on the front end of things. And of course, everybody wants more leads, but I'm kind of building out a really good team, and roles are changing, and people are starting to become more self-governing and self-managing, which is really exciting.
That's awesome. That's when things really start to scale. And like you said, then the true test is, okay, let's, blitz on the front end and really stress test it, see how well the systems are. Because that's what I always tell people is like, don't obsess over building systems and making sure everything is perfect, because you don't really know what's going to work until you stress test it. And it's like the best way to know what to work on next is to stress test it and see where it breaks and then fix where it breaks. But you don't know where it's going to break. Otherwise, it wouldn't break in the first place. So yeah, like I love that answer of like, okay, you're focused on building the team. You're focused on making sure that things are scalable, but also let's just get a bunch of stuff coming in through the front end again as well to see like, does anything else need to be added or fixed? Where can our audience find you and follow you online just to learn more about who you are, what you're working on? Yeah, even if there's a student in Client Ascension, it's always great for students within the program to connect with each other, but even someone outside, like where can they find you online?
Yeah, man, you can throw me a follow on Instagram. That's my number one platform. Bueno no bueno, BUENO BUENOO. You can follow me on YouTube, or me to subscribe on YouTube. Make content there pretty regularly. So yeah, those are the two major platforms. CoachCookies.com is my agency. If you guys want to see what we've done there, got a lot of cool testimonials.
CoachCookies.com, you said?
Yeah, like the thing with sugar in it and chocolate chips that you eat.
Love it, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Love it, bro. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for the time. Thanks for being a part of Client Ascension. Thanks for being an ideal student as well. Someone that comes into the program open-minded, ready to take, guidance and advice from people like ourselves, because not everyone's willing to do that. Everyone kind of wants to be right in their own way. And so sometimes we'll face pushback on advice or coaching that we give to people, which never makes sense to me because you're the one paying for it and then you're not doing anything with it. But that's obviously not you, and you're, able to get results as a result. So ideal student that we absolutely love to work with. So thanks for being a part of it. And if you're listening to this and you're interested in Client Ascension, just go to clientascension.com and you can learn more there. Book a call with our team for a very low pressure, no pressure sales process. We've been around for a long time and we plan to be around for much longer than we have been. So we know that the right people are going to find us eventually. And so if you're interested, if now's the time, reach out. And if not, keep watching and let us know how we can continue to provide more value to you and your business. Thanks for watching.